People, welcome to be live, baby, to Chaos Culture Radio. We are here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell because we always come tune in on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Here in California, it's 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Western Time. So what's going on, Hakeem? What is going on with you? What's up with you?
Chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm swag surfing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm relaxing. What about you?
All good. I'm good over here, man. I can't complain, man. Another beautiful day. So, unfortunately, guys, Ronnie, he's going to be off this whole week. He's in the process of moving. So, he just gave us the panel and said, hey, we're going to take care of it. And then next week, Ronnie will be back. And I'll let you guys know that Ronnie and Hakeem yesterday, they was on a Red Lipstick podcast yesterday, and they did a good job, so make sure you follow our Red Lipstick, like, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully we'll be invited again on the panel again. And this time you'll see me on the panel. If I see you invite me, I'll definitely be on the panel next time. Yeah. So all that type of stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna get started with you guys. So today, I know y'all see, the picture, and I know y'all see the what we're talking about here. So we're gonna talk about black masculinity in Hollywood. And so right now it's been a very, very trendy, very trendy of, Jonathan Majors. As y'all know, Jonathan Majors, he's an actor. He's this is gonna be his breakout year. He's been in really, really good movies and also in television series. And so he took on Ebony, he had a picture out of him. People will kind of say that he's wearing feminine clothes, as in wearing glitter pants with boots, and also he had like a feather type of wearing across him. And it's been very, very trendy, and people talk about it, saying like he's being emasculated. He's looking feminine. At Hollywood, they put these stuff on black men to make them look feminine, all that type of stuff. So we're gonna play a video of Jonathan Major's reaction towards it, and then we're gonna react to it real quick. And then once we react to it, we got other two videos of past things of what Hollywood do to black men. So go ahead, Hakeem, you can play the first video.
Perfect.
I'm looking at him, and he's basically staring at me, and he's sticking his.
Oh, wrong one, Hakeem, not that one. I'm sorry.
Just overtly.
Not this one. I'm sorry. I'm sending you one. Jonathan Majors. My bad. Hold on. Send it to you. Hold on, people. We need 1 second. And then we're gonna react to it real quick. Right.
Chaos Culture Radio we killed it last night, the whole game.
Yes, sir.
The whole game.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'll send it to you. Hakeem, you can try it again.
Mm-hmm.
So here you go, folks. We're gonna try it one more time.
Come on, Is he from London?
Let me see. It's Jonathan Majors, where he's from. No, he's from Cali.
Hit the internet.
I was actually in a photo shoot.
Oh wow.
When my phone started talking, and I went, it's cool. But there's a number, and when that number reaches about 32, something's happened.
Something's happening.
And I got a baby, so I'm like, let me check. I look and I go, oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh yes. I think about the photo shoot. And the folks that were there, Asia was there. Yeah, Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, she was there. I thought about her and about all the wonderful folks and the culture, and it's great. A beautiful blackness, art, culture, creativity. That's what we're about. You know what I mean? And it's always good to make a ruckus.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When it's a positive ruckus, make the positive ruckus.
Not
So
like
what was
that.
your reaction when you saw the photo hit the internet?
Yeah. Just a quick FYI, Hakeem. He has a bachelor's degree. He went to University of South Carolina Schools of Arts for a bachelor's degree, and then he went to Yale University to get his master's in drama. So the brother's pretty educated. So yeah, you seen a video of him, of his reaction, and like I said, a lot of people have reacted to this of how he was wearing, how he looks in a masculine type. He's a masculine man, features and everything, wear feminine type of clothing. So so go ahead, King. So I want you to react to this. What do you feel about this,
Brother? Like that right there doesn't show no masculinity at all. I don't know what that's all about though, but you know what the problem is with our people, and me, a lot of y'all know I'm a Garveyite and stuff like that. We do a lot for the white boy check. We do a lot. Like we will really discredit ourselves for some money. Like I could never see no stuff like that right there in this modern days. I've never seen that even on no stuff like that. That's wild to me. I used to growing up watching magazines where they wearing Timberland boots and jeans and the army jackets. That's the era I grew up in. Not where you damn near half naked. I'm supposed to show that to a young boy to say that this is what masculinity look like. No, that shit look crazy.
For me, when I first looked at it, I would say it wrong me the wrong way, but it showed me it's like, okay, maybe somebody's pushing the agenda towards him to wear something like this. Because my wife, I talked to my wife about it earlier today. She informed me how the guy who dressed him was a black man, and how he was creative and everything. And I see that in some of our cultures, like I know you know about Afro-punk, Hakeem.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They dress in a totally unique way and everything. So with me seeing that, it's like, okay, it's something different, it's something eclectic, but looking at it a masculine way, it's like I really don't think that's masculine. But for when I look at how Afro-punk people wear stuff like this and that type of stuff, I'm not really into it, but I can see why they're wearing that stuff. But I'll tell you this: I always feel like when they have black men that has breakout stars, to me they trying to push the agenda to wear a specific type of clothing, so they can wear it, so they can wear it and see how Hollywood is. And a lot of people, there was one quote, I think it was Jamel Hill. She tried to compare this to him. Sort of like where Prince in the 80s, how he used to wear stuff like this, high boots and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she tried to compare that to that. My thing is it's a different situation. You know what I'm saying? Because Prince was doing it his own way. Even though when I first saw his little kid, I thought he was gay. But he was getting women though. You know what I'm saying? He was getting women while he was doing it. Kind of expressing himself, his sexuality type of way. But the thing is, he did it his own way. He wasn't pushed by the agenda. He did it in his own way. With Jonathan Majors, it's like, okay, it threw me off a little bit because, he's a masculine man. Muscles, chin, the roles that he plays, all his movies that he played, he's very masculine. And then when you put this out here, seeing him kind of feminine, like feminine clothing, to me, it's not really the colors, because a man can wear pink. A man can wear pink and make it masculine. He can wear like a pink suit, all that type of stuff, whatever. But like I said, it kind of turned me off. It turned me a little different to see him, a masculine man, wear something like that. Especially around this time, because this year this is his breakout year. You know what I'm saying? Because He's in the Marvels. He's playing a villain, which I saw him in Ant-Man the Boss. He plays Kang the Conqueror and everything. So now from here, I think they trying to. Since he's the next breakout black star, they gonna start, trying to press him to do other type of roles, maybe some feminine type of roles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all that type of stuff. And they do this mostly to these black men. If they get on the top, they try to put men into dresses or make some men play some type of gay roles or that type of stuff. And I be hearing a lot of stuff in LA of people who's trying to get a gig or act and go into these try to get these roles that especially, and I hear a lot of black men of trying to push them into give them like a feminine type of role or a gay type of role to make it spice it up, to spice up the movie, to spice up the movie a little bit for viewers to see, not for black viewers, but for other color viewers like white viewers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like, I would say that I didn't like the look, but I'm not gonna say that it throws out his masculinity, because I don't hear anything outside the rooms of him doing anything out of the ordinary outside in Hollywood, and also him being in his past, he played some masculine type of roles that we haven't seen him any roles that he kind of towards went feminine or playing any type of gay roles. So for me, it's like I'm gonna give him like a second chance because of roles like that, and also reading about the article that he said about it. It's like, okay, I can see what he's saying, but for me, and it threw me off. I know it threw you off, and it caught through by Alpha, and that's why it's trending.
Now, I want to talk about something. Now, a lot of people don't know this was the cover of Ebony, right? This is on the cover of Ebony, correct?
That's correct.
Ebony is now owned by a black guy, and the chief CEO of Ebony and Jet magazine is the guy's daughter. She is married to a white boy. Are you following me here? We got to be careful the way black men is represented in media. We have to be, because it's imperative that the images is not convoluted, or it doesn't make us look weak, because we already have a bad rap already. So for me to know that it's a woman who's leading this and can approve that does say something to me that make me feel like, yo, man, like, do we portray it? Like, why is it that we as men always have to look kind of weak? You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why does it always have to look like we look like we just like we feminine or something like that, or we just look sweet? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I don't know if they did that on purpose, or it was just something to do. Like, you have him holding roses and stuff like that. What, he's supposed to be a boxer in that? Like this is stuff that I'm trying to understand. Like, what that's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
What that's supposed to represent, because it doesn't represent what represents what I think. Now, mind you, here's the thing. I want to show something. This is a 1990s Ebony magazine's photo, and this will just show you what black men look like. You feel me? You see that, right?
Yep.
That's 1980. Okay, let me go. Let me go here. I just want people to see when this was ran by black people. Look at that, right? Look at our boy here.
Yep.
These are all the 80s. Hold on. Michael, like we're talking about Sugar Ray Leonard, fam. Do you see what
Yeah.
Okay, Will Smith.
Yeah, and that was back in that him Jada. That was back in what 2005. Almost 20 years. Almost 20 years ago.
Almost 20 years. So my question is, why put a picture up like that with a?
Yeah, that's you got a point. And we talked. Remember, we talked about it on our last live with Rihanna and ASAP Rocky with British Vogue. That has they had Rihanna looking at she's a leader, and they had ASAP Rocky holding the baby in the back like he's a feminine person, kind of feminine person in a way. And Ronnie was saying this the last time he live. It's like they try to bring an agenda, and he's like, "Say you're gonna see." He's saying you probably gonna start seeing more of this coming in our future, and that's how it's looking. And you see a lot of women who's taking these jobs, and they put a little bit what they feel, and they try something new. So. But also we want to. There's two more videos that we have that Hakeem's going to play of other actors of Terry Crews and Dave Chappelle of how Hollywood, how they look at Hollywood, and they see how Hollywood are trying to emasculate not just black men but men in general. So go ahead, Hakeem, you play those two videos, and then we'll talk about that as well.
Remember, one moment.
No problem.
Two eight six eight 896. All right, now I'm like, since we're live streaming, they wanted to do a check, like if somebody broke into my account.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ronnie in the chat said, yeah, you talking about Dave Chappelle. That's why I give Dave Chappelle his props, and Dave Chappelle understood the system. So go ahead. Yeah, Ronnie also said in the chat it's going to get worse for black men if we don't wake up.
It's a fact. Ronnie's telling 100% fact. Hold on, what's that other video? The Dave Chappelle one, right?
Yep, correct. Dave Chappelle, he had a point. That's what Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're gonna play another clip a few years back of how Terry Crews, how he got emasculated from somebody in Hollywood. So Hakeem's gonna play that real quick as well.
Is that the one he's on Good Morning America?
Yeah.
I think I just played it.
Yeah, earlier, yeah.
I'm looking at him, and he's basically staring at me, and he's sticking his tongue out, and it's just overtly sexual kind of tongue moves. And I'm sitting there like, it's a party, it's packed, the whole thing, and I'm looking like, is this a joke? I mean, I don't understand. It was actually so bizarre. And he keeps coming over to me. He comes over to me. I stick my hand out, and he literally takes his hand and puts it and squeezes my genitals. And I'm jump back like, hey. And he's like, and he's still licking his tongue out and all this stuff. And I go, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then he comes back again. And he just won't stop. And then I really got forceful, pushed him back. He bumps into all the other party goers, the whole thing, and he starts giggling and laughing. And let me tell you, Mike, I have never felt more emasculated, more objectified. I was horrified.
And then that right there, that's coming from Terry Crews. And Terry Crews, he's a big man. And then also, I want to say another thing too. Toddy Lister, God bless his soul, Depot. He had an interview, I think it was back in the early 90s, of how Hollywood doesn't like him. And then he was saying this, how Hollywood doesn't like him, and you never see him like in bigger roles after Friday. It's because they was trying to put this man into feminine roles, and also want to try to wear a dress. As you know, as Tony Lister, we don't see none of that. That's a full masculine man. He's from Compton, California. So, and this is going on for a long, long time, all the way to the 80s, possibly in the 70s, of how they treat these black men in Hollywood, or try to initiate these black men in Hollywood, try to emasculate them in order to make them bigger than Hollywood. You can see some of these comedians you see back in the past, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx. They either played as a woman in a movie, or also in the show. And you see a lot of these directors, they basically try to target these black men, try to emasculate them in order to show these people to not just our black, but to other audience and viewers as well. So this is a big thing in Hollywood. I hear a lot of people, like I live in Los Angeles, this is what, the top, I'm in Hollywood, and I've been hearing a lot of stories, from people who take, who go to these, go to audition, especially some black men. And sometimes they want to put them into a feminine role or type of gay role, something like that, which is, very, 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 very weird. I hear lots of stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's how, black man, you gotta look at this stuff. Like, you gotta look at stuff like this. If you like this, what we see like on billboards, what we see on magazines, what they play on movies, what they play on TVs, stuff you see on social media. They like stuff like this. Like in my 20s and my early teens, I would have catch this. But now I'm in my 30s and being aware, and to me, being my full masculine form as a Hakeem, you see stuff like this that kind of rubs you the wrong way. It definitely rubs you the wrong way. And it's kind of sad to see the black men, they doing this to us, and they still doing, and they constantly doing this to us to make you bigger and everything. But that for me, I have they kind of take you, not just emasculate you, but take your dignity away too. And what they do is they just give you more cash. Oh, you don't want to do it? How about this? How about this much money? How about that much money? Come on now, you do this now. We got the cash for you now. And some people, they sell themselves for the cash to either to up their career.
Mm-hmm.
So I can keep going and going and going. Go ahead, Akeem.
Mm-hmm. No, you hit every point right. I just think that when we got to question our own morale for a couple dollars is a very serious thing. And a lot of us are caught between a rock and a hard place because you say, if I do this, I'm going to further my career. If I don't do this, I might be stunk. But then if you follow what everybody say, if you build it, it will come. Dave Chappelle turned down because he knew he could build his own ship. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys who didn't fall victim in getting emasculation had to do for self. You know what I mean? So that's just the biggest point. Not accepting that and not promoting that for that situation for other black kids to see, you know? And not only that, though, you don't always got to do, like, you can always turn the road down if your money's good enough. You don't have to do that. Fund your own movies. Show black masculine men. Let's create, you know what I mean? We can't wait and expect for other people to show imagery of us. We got to do it. We got to put money up and do it. And stop putting out drug movies and everything is like another version of Cadillac Records or Empire and all this shit, or Power Book. It all has to do with drugs, money, and guns. None of those shows black masculinity. Let me just show you that. You know what I mean? None of those shows. So anybody listens to those, then I have to question you as a person, because all they show is negative imagery of black men. We need somebody who is smart enough and who has money to create another Cosby Show, another different world. Listen, it is a fact that a different world influenced a bunch of people to go to HBCUs. A lot of people failed to understand in the Cosby Show, Felicia Rashad was just as smart as her husband. She was a document lawyer in that TV show. There was a lot of gems and jewels in there. Listen, Steve Harvey. The Steve Harvey Show was a good one. He was a principal. You feel me?
Yeah.
In the House with LL Cool J. He was a retired quarterback raising kids. There's shows out here. We don't need all this other stuff. So you don't always have to emasculate yourself. You just got to put the money up. But black people want to get the check and spend the check. We don't want to build nothing.
And I'll tell you what, another TV network who used to show these shows, now they don't show these shows anymore, and that's BET.
Oh my God.
What happened to BET?
Yeah.
I don't watch BET no more.
No,
I stopped years ago.
Before they got sold out. Now they show us The Game and all these other TV shows, Sisters, where it's nothing but scandals and black people sleeping with each other. All it shows is sexual deviancy in that new movie. Somebody cheating, somebody getting money. Like, that's not even nothing. You know what I mean? And I want to mention just to give an example of how people can have power. There's a show called The Chosen. You ever heard of The Chosen?
Yep.
Now, mind you, that is a fan-funded by Christians for Christians. They don't put none of that goofy stuff on their shows. None of that goofy stuff. They're just very invested into that. We need to follow a template like The Chosen. If black people want good media, people got to be. Oh, but I forgot. Black people not going to donate to do that. My bad. That conversation. I'm sorry. Listen. I thought this was the 1980s.
You got to put that on your wish list, Hakeem. You got to put it on the wish list.
Yeah. You know, I thought this was Marcus Garvey, because let me tell you something. Marcus Garvey is the only person in history who was a foreigner to get black Americans rattled up to own. He had to chain of grocery stores. He had his own freight line and his own newspaper, black and funded by black people. He was the first person to do a crowdsource funding for black people and was successful at it. But Coon shot him down.
You know what it is that's hurt our black community is money. It's like we value more money than we do ourselves. And other races know that. That's why they keep.
But can I tell you something though?
Go ahead.
I think we're more richer now than our forefathers.
That's facts.
We have more access to capital now than our forefathers. The thing that's innately in our head, we don't want to build platforms. We rather work for the check. Everybody who say there's a billionaire, they don't own nothing really. They got partnerships with people. Nobody has a 99 stake in a company that's black operated, funded by black and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that just because you're a black-owned company, you don't hire other people from other races. You know what I mean? I'm just saying we're never going to get nowhere if we don't want to build nothing. Black people don't even want to own farms. White people own farms every day. White people are aggressively trying to buy farms and own farms now.
Yes. And they looking heavy to it. Go ahead.
I did a fun fact. It might be cliche. It says that I love to eat watermelon. But when I did a research on all the watermelon farms in Florida, there was not one owned by a black person. But black people sell watermelon on the street. Am I wrong, brother?
You're not wrong. Here in LA,
in
Michigan,
we the biggest sellers of watermelon, but we don't have no watermelon farm.
Right.
So we like to get loans to look good, and we like to be. And you know, this is a favorite word that people used to use in the drug game. Black people love consignment. We love for somebody to give us a pack. We flip the pack and bring it back. We get an enjoyment to work for somebody else, but not to work for ourselves. This is why we can barely go in any restaurant. I'll give you another fun fact. And not to deviate off this, Valentine's Day was here. I did my due diligence to now first I'm gonna give you a caveat to this. All the Hispanic people was there on the streets by 5 a.m. selling flowers. Take that to an account. I go to a particular black florist shop. There was two. One was already closed. The second one I know does phenomenal work. I goes to open up the door. It's at 9. It was like 8 something. They're closed. They said we don't open till 10.
On Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's lazy.
Very, very lazy. And I want you to take this into account. That's just a microcosm of what we do in Hollywood. We're complaining about being emasculated. Why haven't you niggas put your own money up to do a movie? How many nigga black directors are there? You tell me none of y'all. How many black director females are there? You tell me nobody don't got $1 mil, $2 mil to go to Sundance or to start promoting their stuff on Amazon or Tubi? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, go ahead.
I give you a person I'm going to see this Saturday. I'm going to watch this movie. It's at Tariq Nasheed. He's coming out. He made plenty of movies. His movie coming out called American Maroon that is all black. He has his own directors. It's all black and everything. And the thing is, if he's doing it, we can do it as well. Go ahead.
You're 100% right. Listen, and he doesn't make coon movies. Let's just put that out there.
Nope.
I do recommend people to go see Hidden Colors 1 through 5. Phenomenal. And you know, he also did one for the 1804 Haitians and this one. But now I want to give something. Now, brother, we put out movies just like Fresh Sounds Fresh Sound said this in the thing. It's kind of hurtful to say to agree to this. A lot of our independent movies never be good. The storylines be off. Now, mind you, I'm gonna give you another caveat. You know who produced more independent movies than anybody?
Who?
You know that. You should know the answer.
Damn, I forgot his name. I know what you're talking about. Damn.
No. It's a city. It's a city.
It's a city?
Yeah.
Detroit?
Yes.
There you go. That's true.
Listen, Detroit put out more independent movies on Tubi. You know, you got Murder Pain. You know who Murder Pain is, yeah? He's a Detroit phenomenal.
Keep going. Keep going, okay.
Phenomenal actor. There's a couple other guys I can't name and a couple other girls, but here's the thing. The storyline is all the same. Drugs, guns, cocaine, shooting up. There's nothing really serious. So the thing about it is like, that's why I was like, I don't care about masculinity in Hollywood because a lot of you niggas got money. I don't want you to talk to me about that. When the Chinese boys say, "Hey," when the Chinese boys was complaining, they gave them a Marvel movie. Was he in there kissing on boys in there? No, they gave him a full Marvel movie. When the Hispanic boys were complaining, he dominated us in Black. That's another thing, Black Panther. When the Mexican boys was complaining, they made him the lead villain in the movie of Black Panther, and we was emasculated in that movie. The women were stronger than all the niggas in there.
And then also they didn't show a lot enough. They show more women in there than men.
Yeah, because it's not about us, because they want to eradicate us. This is why men should not care about this. The black men and black media, black men and black male media, black men and black movies. Should be their own thing. Fresh Sounds just said something real pivotal. Look what he just asked. Where's there a black equivalent of Indiana Jones or Star Trek?
That's a good question.
Before we produce a movie like Indiana Jones, a bag of coke is going to come out of a bag somewhere, or a gun, or a block. If we was to ever do a space track movie, we'll be fighting over space blocks.
I want to ask your name. We interviewed this man last year. He's my closest boys, and he could do a movie. Y'all seen him? Y'all want to watch the interview? Go watch the interview. Y'all Monte Carlo.
Yeah, he did a movie too.
He did a movie. He knows how to produce. He knows how to do all of that. And the thing is, for our black people, we have the power to change and to have our own image. We don't need Hollywood or anybody to show our image. We can show our image and all that type of stuff.
I do think. Let me tell you where the issue at with a lot of black people is. We're not very imaginative enough. A lot of our imagery or imagination is all based on struggles of slavery. Like we don't have time to think outside of that. Struggles in slavery, or we want to say that we come from Egypt or we some great African king. I get tired of hearing that shit. God damn, I get tired of hearing that I come from Africa, I'm an African king, or it has to be something based on Africa. Why can't I be a space jockey from Mars? I just so happen to be black.
Yeah, something that's modern.
Yeah, definitely. Now, mind you, some people are dropping some names in there. How you say this name? Thanks to Ashley. What she said? Ava DuVernay.
Ava DuVernay. Ava DuVernay.
What movies? What did she produce?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's look it up. Oh, she was she did I think she did the clothing for Black Panther, I believe. The first one.
Yeah, she
And
oh,
the second.
now here's the thing. She got a couple joints here.
Yeah.
I will follow Middle of Nowhere, 13 or Winkle of Time. I rock with those. I just don't rock with Selma.
Okay. Okay. I see now. Yep.
Yeah. She did a bunch of joints. I rock with those movies. Those was out of the box. Wasn't she also? What's the lady that was doing Grey's Anatomy? Who's the girl that was who made the show Grey Anatomy? I thought she ain't she black?
I believe so. I can't remember the name.
You see,
If y'all know the name, it's in the chat. If y'all know the name, put it up in the chat.
yeah. Who made Grey Anatomy? You see, Ash Queen, yeah, Shonda Rhimes.
There you go, Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda
Yep.
Rhimes. So here's the thing, yo. I gotta post this. I gotta post this stuff that Fresh Sounds posted, and this is our only issue in Hollywood. We can come back a lot of this if a lot of our stuff is not racially motivated. Let me tell you something. If there was things that can show us in a good light, we don't need what we don't need. I get tired of people. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people are crying about, and don't get me wrong. Deconstructing the black masculinity is serious, but we are more to blame for it than anything. Because you want to know why? When they hand you a check for $1 million, a lot of us put on a dress. Let me tell you something. I'm about to cry even talking about this. You know who Vin Rames is, yeah?
Yeah, good actor. Go ahead. I know what movie you're talking about. I know what movie you're about to say. Go ahead. Holiday Heart. Go ahead.
Phenomenal actor. Let me tell you something. If he's not masculinity, he is. If he's not the definition of being a physically black, big black, masculine man, when he did Pulp Fiction, and they allowed him to get SA'd in the movie, and they showed us the imagery, that had lived with me for so long. I said, yeah, we ain't. I thought, should I start spreading my cheeks? Should I start bending over? Because he like he was a big solid dude. And then he did another movie with a dress on. I seen him in nothing but gangster movies. When I seen that, my mind was that. I said, you did it for a check. I don't care if Quentin Tarantino produced it. I give an F about that. That's not something I want to see. Here's another thing. Did you see Vlad did an interview with I forgot this he's like a low-level actor, but he had agreed to get SA'd in jail. And he said after he did that scene, he cried. And they still kept the scene up in the movie.
Oh, Lockdown. I know what you're talking about. It was the movie's Lockdown with Master P on there. I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name, but yeah. That scene, like yeah, I remember seeing that movie. Me and my godbrother at the time. He's telling me that scene. I was like, yo, that's
you can't. Yo, Jordan, talk to me here. You can't tell me that didn't mess you up mentally.
That didn't mess me up because that was he got bent over by a white supremacist, and he was tatted all the way up as a white supremacist. Once he walked in that cell, they walked him. So, oh yeah, I got this man. He a simp. I got him.
And you know that usually doesn't happen like that because you know blacks run the jails. You rarely ever hear black. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but usually it's the big black boys essaying everybody around. So this is why I say you worrying about black masculinity, nigga, fix it, pussy. Put your money up. Show me a movie where bullets is bouncing off us. We had Luke Cage.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
that was a fire movie. That was a fire series.
Mm-hmm.
We had Luke Cage. We had
Wesley Snipes, Blade.
Come on, man.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't know what Blade was. Wesley Snipes helped build the Marvel's movie. And let me tell you why, and be thankful, because he was the first black actor, superhero vigilante, to play a superhero vigilante in the real world with superpowers like that. You can't name. He was the first to do that. It wasn't Spider-Man. It wasn't X-Men. It was Blade. He the one. He the one kind of start off with the Avengers, the Marvels you see now.
Yes.
Before Blade, nobody was doing that.
Ironically,
Nobody was doing that. Nobody was doing that. I'm just giving y'all. Exactly. I'm just giving y'all some facts on that. Go ahead.
Jordan, I'm going to piggyback off you. You just segue into something. You know, the Blade series saved Marvel. There's an article about it.
Exactly.
Marvel was in bankruptcy. The whole series, Blade, and Blade, and Wesley Snipes probably got paid pennies to the dollars to do that role. The whole series was gangster.
Yep.
Front to back. I say there's no other black Marvel movie that's gonna top that Blade series. He was masculine in there. He wasn't. Listen, nobody was not trying him.
No. They feared him. He was so bad. The vampires feared him.
Yeah.
They did not want to see Blade. When they see Blade, it was over. It was over. They knew it was over.
Listen. After I seen that movie, I was telling him, I said, I want a samurai sword now.
Yeah.
I want a samurai sword.
Yeah.
So, Ash is in the comments. She say it's important to tell those stories. It's terrible to see black men like that. Ash, you're right. It's terrible to see our black men in very questionable situations. A lot. Me and my cousins have these conversations about this too. And in the clip that you recommended, Chappelle touched on something real pivotal. The writers wrote that scene in and couldn't write it out. Me and my cousins talk about this all the time, how we need good writers that's going to represent. And I want to get back this to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, and I want y'all to go do research. Bill Cosby had a psychologist on the set of A Different World and Bill Cosby Show, and everything he did to make sure that black people image were promoted in the right way. Are you following me here? Bill Cosby was listen, let's not forget the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Uncle Phil was an exemplary father figure to his, he was a father to his wife's nephew. There's so many positive images of black men have been showing us raising other people's kids, us being very masculine. I could go on and on. There's shows out here. The thing is, we just don't have no modern shows. I feel bad for what Terry Crews went to. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, should it be important if you have kids to keep the catalogs or the shows back in the day to show the kids how a true image of a black, not just a black community, as in a black family, a black man and a black woman. Do you feel like we should keep these catalogs?
100%. We should keep this catalog, and we should try to promote shows that represent us and shows us in a very positive light. There's shows about us in certain movies that a lot of people don't want to overlook. There's shows where we played the president. A lot of people overlook those videos. Olympus Has Fallen. We was a black president in that, wasn't we?
Yeah.
Did we look soft in there?
Nope.
There was a movie where Common, let's not forget, Common was the adversary in John Wick, the first series. Am I wrong?
The second one. Go ahead.
The second one. Did John Wick look soft in there?
Nope.
Did Common look soft in there?
Nope.
So there's all movies where we don't look soft in it. You just not supposed to support the ones where they're making us look like fools. And I'm going to go back to The Chosen. The Chosen is a prime example of what people can do when you put your own money together and supporting people who has the right mind frame of putting out an image that is positive and is constructive and is educational. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as named Morgan Freeman. That's a good one. I got another one for y'all. Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, Lord Jesus!
He shoot.
He was the man.
He was the man from Boys in the Hood to The Matrix and Morpheus. Like he played some key roles of how a black man should look.
Listen, you're right. Listen, Lean on Me.
Yes, powerful movie. Powerful movie.
He was
that movie. Like I said, that movie, I don't care if you a man masculine. That movie make you have you crying in tears, yo.
Lean on Me. He was not to be played with.
No.
Lean on Me. Jabari said yes. Type 1 in the comment. Samuel L. Jackson is another one. Lean on Me.
Mm-hmm. Denzel Washington, when he played in Remember the Titans, he was a hard-nosed coach.
Listen, that was a pivotal role where he was bridging the gap.
Yes.
He was bridging the gap with whites and blacks. He, to be honest with you, he played one of the strongest roles I ever seen ever. Remember the Titan was a slept-on movie. Type 1.
Yes, that's one of my favorite movies. Because he talked about people not to judge the color of sin, but the concept of the character. Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite movies.
Listen, he was somebody who was not played with, and he was not, to be honest with you, Denzel probably if we thinking about Remember the Titans, our buddy here who was at Jackson State resembles that role when he did for Jackson State.
Yes, sir.
Because let me tell you something. A lot of y'all, I don't know if a lot of y'all don't know, I'm going to hit you in the head. At Jackson State, there was white boys playing on that team and Hispanic boys.
Mm-hmm.
There was not only blacks. There was a couple white boys who won. Listen, there was some white boys who went there to play for our beloved.
Facts, Ronnie. No, you're not facts, Ronnie. You never see Denzel's in the dress.
No. He'll never do no shit like that.
Hard Lessons, A Great Debater. Yeah, keep naming them people. Name the movies. Name them.
Oh, listen, The Equalizer.
Ooh, cold. He was cold-blooded in that movie. Both of them.
Listen. He was beating white boys left and right. Then listen here. Even though I don't like the continued series, you got Queen Latifah as The Equalizer. It's garbage, though. It's garbage. Garbage. Jordan, it's important that we represent black men and black women in a very positive light. We talking about emasculation of black men, and it's very serious. What about the over-sexualizing of black women in Hollywood?
Yeah,
a lot of our women on Hollywood are either prostitutes or she's entangled in some love affair,
or some type of scandal.
With somebody's piping her down.
But the thing is, black women, they love seeing that type of stuff.
They love, and we should not support that. Just like we should not support black men getting in the dresses, aka Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Leave the dresses for women. Let a black woman. You know how many big black women that look like Medea that could have played that role and probably did a better job? We didn't need him to do that. Like that, you know what I mean? That's why I was like, this is why I say I pray if I'm able to get some money, if we're able to take this to the top, I want to produce movies that represent us in a good light.
Yeah. Before it's too late. Because I was looking around how it is I came with this, with the LGBTQ and the non-binary stuff.
Well,
we gonna need to hurry up because it might be too late.
Gender fluidity.
Yeah,
I'm gender fluid.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gender fluid. Like, yo, that shit crazy, man.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, we would respect those. I'll tell you this: how I came, being living in Miami and also being here. You know, I had experience of because a lot of people I talk to. I mean, like people that are gay, especially in our community. You know, I have love for them. They have love for me. But the thing is, it's like sometimes I'll be there. There was times I was hit on by some FBL community in Miami. But the thing is, it's like the reason they try to hit on me because I was strong in my masculinity in a way, and they think they could turn me, but that wasn't the case. But I had some people in LGBT in the FBL community, they respected that. You know what I'm saying? Even though because I always treat them, with kindness and grace, and and they definitely got my support. But my thing is, what I'm trying to say is, it's always. He said that the beer helped too. But the thing is, it does. What I'm trying to say is, it's like, always if you feel comfortable in yourself, your masculinity, stay comfortable. You don't have to move for anything. Not for another race or Hollywood or anything. Stand in your masculinity. If you stand in your masculinity, nobody's going to mess with you. Keep that. Keep that in your pride and keep that in your dignity.
I want to mention something. You mentioned something that was real pivotal and about the alphabet people. The alphabet people who are of color, they are our brothers and sisters, and we love them.
Facts.
We love y'all. We're not gonna discount y'all. The only issue that we have is you can't force it down our throats. That's the only issue we got. You can't force us. And there's a lot of communities you can't force to accept that. You got to gradually let these things start to happen and understand everybody wants to live the way they want to live. You know what I mean?
Right. We respect you. You always have our respect.
Always.
Because like I said, you still are brothers and sisters, and we still got love for y'all.
Yeah.
But like Hakeem said, don't try to force something that we're not comfortable with, and we're comfortable in our masculine form.
Basically. You know what I mean? And be okay with, if we don't feel comfortable bringing our kids somewhere and not wanting them to see that. You know what I'm trying to say? I want you to be okay with that. You know what I mean? And be okay with understanding that there's certain places that might not accept you. I know this is America, but and this is why when we talk about the deconstruction of Black masculinity, nobody deconstructing Chinese masculinity, Hispanic masculinity, Arab masculinity, Yugoslavian masculinity. Do I need to keep going?
Hey, they don't play Hakeem. You said enough.
listen, go on TikTok and show me a transgendered Chinese man who speaks Mandarin or Cantonese. You can't find him. Matter of fact, in China on TikTok, they only show people doing sciences and economical things on there. It's only here we do that. The black man is wishy-washy. We gender fluid. They say gay is the new black in Atlanta. But if we want to be hard and roughneck and chop down wood and build houses, they say we Tosky.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's crazy, man. But
yeah. So we hit our people. If y'all have any other questions that y'all have, put it on the chat. We want to thank Ronnie Bob. He's in the chat right now. Thank you. He's, like I said, he's in the process of moving. Thank you guys for Fresh Florida, Kenny, Ash A, Jabbar. We got you. Who else? Who else we got?
Hey, and soon Kenny Mars, he's gonna be featured in the movie we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, you know that is.
That's gonna be nice. But like again, people, we in our hour mark. So please, I want to guys, thank you for you guys. But like I said, make sure you hit that little like button we got on your left, hit that notification bell we have on the right. And also, we appreciate you subscribe to the channel so we can grow our channel, so we can get monetized and we have more stuff off for you guys. We will really, really appreciate it. Hey, Miss C said, hey, welcome, please welcome.
She said, what they do, Queen?
What's going on?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was in the on Lipstick's Vibes yesterday. It was a good stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so hey, I want to feature a independent song from a young lady.
Go ahead.
You know, we play independent music as long as you don't have copyright issues. We support our queens here. We're gonna play a nice song to play it out and call it a day.
Sometimes I wanna let the sun shine in, and other times I like to keep the blinds closed. I couldn't see the truth, it's like I had on a blindfold, and I wonder where the time go. I guess it flew out the window, I guess I didn't even get the memo that I'm not getting the cars or the limos. So for now, I stay chillin' in limbo. Off like a rocket, off into space. You already know that I'm off with the grapes. Now they all trying to eat off of my plate, almost on the final hour, and I'm trying to stay awake. I never read anything, I just listen to the spirit inside of me, hoping for good things to come in threes. Born on a 6/19, 1987. The government created 9/11 just to get money. The mind is a weapon. Watch what you say when you up in my section. We all need affection, and art is my medicine. So I take it every day. Red pill, jump down the rabbit hole, no escape. However I feel, I feel. However I feel, I feel. However I feel, I feel. Complex, but I gotta go back to the basics. Building from the bottom, so everything is makeshift. Painting faces of the faceless, destined for greatness. Plus I got charm like a bracelet. Goodness gracious, ain't wasting time sitting around getting wasted. Ain't have to look far to find an oasis. Fly through the clouds, I'm free from all cages. Now I know why the cage bird sings in my dreams. I'm free from all things, so I go there without a care. To get on my train of thought, you ain't gotta pay a fare. It's hard, but I'm just trying to play fair. No vanity, when insane just to find my sanity. Never feel alone, everywhere I got family. However I feel, I feel. However I feel, I feel. However I feel, I feel.
Who is this artist again, Joaquin?
Huh?
Who is this artist again?
That's Corinne Stevie. That's Fresh Sounds Florida sister.
Okay. Y'all interviewed her, didn't y'all, before?
What happened?
Did y'all interview her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got some.
Yeah, she got some. Yo, she got a lot of other music. It's just not on streaming services. I
Gotcha.
told her until she put it on streaming services, it's closet music. She got a lot of bangers. Listen, her music would be perfect for California, like because I know a lot of y'all like that neo soul rap stuff over there.
Yeah, it's a vibe. She's definitely a vibe over here. I'm vibing to that.
That's what they call it, that coffee house music. That coffee house music. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, so she's an independent artist. Go check out her music. New album coming out. New song, Drastic. We just want to say, man, we love y'all. 6 is more than 1 million to us because y'all rocking with us and help us go to where we can start doing more. And we can get Ken Dog on his first movie.
Yeah.
We're going to produce the first movie featuring Ken Dog. We're going to make Ken Dog a star. Kenny Mars. Listen, I like that name, Kenny Mars. I like that.
She's in the chat. She came in the chat.
She's in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. We definitely will support, baby. We definitely will.
We definitely gonna support. We just, we always play your music here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? The Ken Dog Show. We're gonna produce the Ken Dog Show under Ronnie Ron Productions.
Yes, sir.
Under Ronnie Ron Productions. Crown, Ronnie Ron Productions. We're gonna make Kenny Mars famous. Listen, I can't wait to make Kenny Mars famous so I can be his bodyguard and fuck all the side bitches. Listen,
come on, man.
I just want to be the bodyguard. I just want to wear Gucci shades with the Gucci bulletproof vest with the ski mask on and ask Kenny, can I get the leftovers?
Oh, man. You gonna make him famous, yo.
No. If we get some money here, we get a couple racks. We're gonna put an independent movie for Ken Dog, a slamming movie. We're gonna bully him in the Hollywood. We're gonna bully him in the Hollywood. Kenny Mars, y'all remember that name?
Yes, sir. But that being said, Chaos Culture Radio, we are out.